Hello everyone, welcome back to the Maverick channel, and if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Very helpful for the support of this channel. If you're new to this channel, we talk about cryptocurrencies, NFTs, metaverses, and everything to do with crypto because we want to figure out how all these things work together. In today's video, we're going to cover Web3, we're going to look at some data storage within the blockchain ecosystem, and we're going to look at some breakthroughs in the virtual space, some of the virtual worlds. So guys, stay tuned for the whole video. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is this article. I'm going to just briefly look at it, so look through it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's very interesting. So the first thing you see is the Web3 market is expected to be worth $81.5 billion, guys, by 2030. That's very near. So growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 43.7%. And this was a report written by Emerging Investigations. If you've never heard of them, you can look at their website, emergentresearch.com. You can look at their stuff and you can see their MO, Web3 market size, share, trends by type, blockchain type, and all these kinds of things. So you see there are also many companies are looking at the different aspects of the cryptocurrency space, blockchain space, all the innovations coming through, because we don't really know what's going to establish itself as a standard. But we're looking at some things establishing themselves, like Web3 with a combination of smart contracts and the way we use DeFi, NFTs, and the utility they bring. So things like synthetic assets as well, being able to pair digital assets to real world assets. That all is a combination. That's what accumulates to this $81.5 billion sort of number that you're seeing here. So the market size, USDC, $3.2 billion in 2021. We've seen a market growth at a compounded annual growth rate of 43.7%. And we have market trends, rising demand from banking, financial services, and insurance sector. So those are the main points they look at. So guys, it depends on your interest. At the level you want to expand onto these ideas, it depends on what you're involved in, what you're engaged in. But we know there's a lot of activity, economic activity, emerging in the Web3 ecosystem. And if you're asking yourself what is Web3, it's basically the combination of smart contracts, cryptocurrencies, and being able to use these free infrastructures, these financial rails, in a trusted manner across the globe. That's essentially Web3. So combining the internet with these new innovations in the cryptocurrency space and finance. So guys, what I want to show you here is this last part. Emergent Research has segmented a global Web3 market on the basis of type. Guys, Web3 is basically, we have the internet, but add a financial layer on top of the internet, or rather have a financial layer and embed the internet within the financial layer. So that's essentially Web3. So blockchain type, organization size, application, vertical, and regional. So you can look at type, outlook revenue, USDC billion dollars, 2019 to 2030. So ubiquity, semantic web, artificial intelligence, 3D graphics, others, blockchain type outlook. So you can use cryptocurrencies, you can just use blockchain on its own, you can use other financial instruments, but all this existing on the web, and it's accessible to pretty much anyone on the globe. We're talking about democratization of financial instruments across the globe. Artists getting empowered, musicians getting empowered, governments could move on to be decentralized autonomous organizations, companies, institutions governing themselves in that sense, at least the trust aspect of it. Third parties replaced. That's why you're seeing here hybrids, organizational sizes. Large enterprises could become, for example, decentralized autonomous organizations. Small to medium enterprises can also become that, or tap into the revenue models of these DAOs. Cryptocurrencies themselves, conversational AI, data, transaction storage, payments, smart contracts. So basically, you're looking at these different aspects or applications of these financial layers of, for example, I'll give you an example. Let's speak healthcare. There's some companies that I look at that are trying to democratize the way we transfer data, and we're going to look at some examples. Actually, let's just take that out there. So if you look at the combination of all of these, IT, internet, and everything, and being able to apply a financial layer, that is Web3, and that is what that report is covering. We're going to see these emerge or manifest itself in different ways. Now guys, this company, Fetch.ai, is one of the companies that actually deals in a sort of data. They're trying to figure out how to deal with this data transfer, they're doing this GDPR, so being able to conserve or keep your data private, being in control of your own data, and exploring with these all kinds of technologies like decentralized identities, looking at their own storage systems and infrastructure. So it's pretty amazing because all this ties into artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the Web2 infrastructure, the websites that we have, that still have that central control. So how do you move them to this sort of decentralized infrastructure? So how do you encapsulate that data and make sure the people own their data and they understand how to use it? So this is what these guys are doing. That's an example of a sector or an industry that's trying to simplify at least data as we move, because data is, some people perceive it as the new oil. So that's an example. Another example of someone infiltrating the Web3 market is Ocean Protocol, and they have a data marketplace. You can trade data, you can compile your own data models, and then sell them onto here. And you don't even need to permanently sell them, but you can trade them. People can buy them multiple times depending on whatever use case they want. So we're looking at this democratization of these kinds of industries, and it's pretty interesting. So guys, that either is data, that is Web3, it's an emerging sector. I just wanted to review it a little bit. Now, there was this interesting tweet by this person which kind of opened my mind onto this. So guys, you all know I'm very interested in these virtual worlds that are trying to tackle this whole metaverse concept directly by not just games, but also democratizing what the owners of the infrastructures in those games can do. Now, we're seeing the barriers further getting broken down, because to use some of these infrastructures like the games, the virtual worlds, you need to have a computer that can operate at a high level. If you don't have a powerful computer, then you're going to have a lot of lag and all those things. Now, bring in Decentraland and some of this. So this was ambassador.dcl.eth or at DCLJSONX tweeted this out. Breaking notice. Guys, there's a Spanish translator. This is breaking news. Decentraland VR can now run natively on Oculus headset, which means you don't need a PC or laptop, a technical milestone in Web3. How cool is that? So for those that don't understand the impact of this, I've been in the Decentraland virtual space a lot, and if you don't have a powerful computer, you're going to get issues. So the more powerful your computer is, the smoother this is. Now, if a user just has to make one investment, right now the VR glasses are still expensive, but if we look at these economies of scale that can be brought about by the virtual space, then the prices will go down. So which means a point is going to reach where a user just needs one item to then break that barrier into the virtual space in this kind of way. Not only just that, but also in a cool way, because you're interacting with this in a virtual space. You're moving around, you can interact with people across the globe, you can see them, you can interact them, you can do cryptocurrency transactions with them, and directly you can see them. You can do peer-to-peer transactions with characters, with people you're interacting with across any part of the globe. These are barriers being broken down. We're seeing true democratization, or true decentralization, or rather true globalization, where the individuals can actually control a certain aspect of it. Now guys, one thing I want to talk about further, going into sort of this financial layer. Now, what's interesting, we're seeing ATMs. Guys, when cryptocurrencies came up, everyone was excited. There's Bitcoin ATMs here, Bitcoin ATMs here, Bitcoin ATMs there, and Bitcoin Cash ATMs, and ATMs. Now you can buy Ethereum on an ATM. Now we have ATMs in the virtual space, guys. The Metaverse architects. If you've seen, guys, I'm going to show you how this looks like. Let me just show you how it looks like. This is Decentraland, and this is a massive estate. This costs a lot of money to own something like this. Now, they're called airdrop.com. They just launched an ATM, guys, an ATM in the metaverse. When you click on it, it says transact, buy BTC here, buy crypto, sell crypto, buy about transact, become a partner. You try to buy, it tells you, looks like you're a new user, would you like to learn more? And you click yes, or you click no. You click yes if you're a new user. Lets you buy cryptocurrencies like Mana, Matic, and ETH using credit and debit cards, bank transfer, and other payment methods from around the world. They do indeed do this. I'm going to show you guys. This item acts as a portal to transact services where you can have crypto in your wallet in no time, and then Trustpilot, all transactions passed through Transact happen in an encrypted environment, which opens in a new tab. So when you open the new tab, it pops you up to this environment, which is actually right here. So what's interesting, for example, if you choose United States dollars, you can see the payments options provided to you. Apple, Google Pay, Apple, guys, Google Pay. We just saw the other day, I want to talk about it, Binance now accepts Apple Pay. So Apple is secretly getting into the crypto space without telling anyone, guys. You heard that here first. So we have, for example, if you choose Thailand, for example, you see it brings you other payment. It's not just Visa and MasterCard, but within Thailand, you see iPay, you see Bangkok Bank, we have SCB over here, Easy SCB. So we have even better, easier payment methods in different countries. And Of course, not all countries are listed here, but it's a start. It's a very, very good start because they have to list the infrastructure that's already established. You can easily tap into their the regulations within those particular countries. You can have those discussions. So this is a very good step. It's a very good step. It's a small leap for these people, but a giant leap for mankind, I think, for the virtual space in that sense, if you want to look at it that way. All right, guys, I want you to put this into perspective, to try and think of it in the sense of Web3 and how the cryptocurrency space is evolving. I personally think all these things tie into each other, and we constantly see more industries develop in the virtual space in Web3, and eventually we'll reach a confliction point, or rather a meeting point where we'll understand where these standards are, and the sky will be the limit from there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.